Whoops. G'day. I'm just hang on. Oh, hang on. I'm coming back. I dropped my bloody car, didn't I? So my hair's all skew with I did smooth it down, sorry, because I went for a walk and I went for my usual walk every day and I got my coffee. The girls at the coffee shop up the road saw me going past, they knew I was coming, so they were ready for me. Um, and it's a decaf, by the way, it's not a caffeinated. And I'm reducing how much caffeine I have, but it's just I like to have the odd coffee. Luna and I don't know if you can see Luna. You can't see her. No, she's just hang on. Is Luna? Luna. Luna and I decided we're going to do a card pull. And I listen to a lot of podcasts. I listen to a lot of things across the board. Industry podcasts for naturopaths, counselors, psychology. I listen to witchy part podcasts, psychic podcasts, um, um, general interest kind of podcasts. I often like listening to witchy ones. I am listening to a Yowie one at the moment, or um, a one that someone's trying to ring me and it's a scammer, I can tell. Or um, Hairy Man, that's the word I'm looking for. So the Hairy Man, Yowie means evil spirit, I think it means. But we know the Yowie as the Australian Bigfoot. So I'm still on the fence whether I believe or not. Because I'm a witch, I know that elementals exist. Because I'm from the UK, from Britain, I know that there's land spirits in every country you go into, like Eastern Europe, Asia, and so that's my theory. That's what I'm leaning more towards than anything else. But I just like listening to stories. It's like listening to somebody telling you stories at the pub, and some of them are really believable. It fascinates me. I'm not into ETs. I as a psychic medium, I kind of got involved with a CERN, and just purely because things that were going on in the house, and I realize now as a witch, with many discussions with other witches, a lot of this stuff can be simulated. It's not. I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that. It's another argument, but I don't believe in ETs. Let me put it that way. I believe there's life out there, but I don't believe it's the way it's presented to us. And that's that. If you believe it, you believe it. That's your business, not mine. But I don't believe in it. So I'm rambling. And Luna's just leaning on me now. She's just decided to. She's desperate to like because it's cooler now. We're heading towards winter. We're still in autumn, but we're in winter next month, and so it's cooling down. And so she's gravitating to lying on top of me, and I'm trying to bloody work. And so when you listen to someone talking about their life troubles, and there's this darn cat lying on top, trying to climb on you, and like up in your face, you're trying to sort of push her away respectfully without getting her upset. Anyway, I wanted to do a car pull today, but the reason I was talking about podcasts because, oops, sorry guys, is because I was thinking, should I restart my spiritual podcast? And thought, well, there's no point. I'm doing YouTube, and it's kind of YouTube is just as well. You get to see my ugly face, hear me prattle on, and I can do the cards while I'm doing it. I already have a podcast. It's a counseling podcast. It's this year's the fourth year. And it's not that I'm neglecting it. It's just I realise I've done enough for now, and I'll go back and do some more later. There's endless topics I can talk about, endless topics, and I'm a talker, and I love talking. I love sharing, and I love learning. And every time I talk, because I have a lot of knowledge and a lot of wisdom, but it's not a competition. I have a lot of people that do tend to sort of try and tall poppy syndrome, bring you down a peg or two because they feel threatened by you. And it's like, I'm not in competing with anyone. I was born with no knowledge. I was born in wisdom, but I'm not egotistical about it. I don't see myself as better than anyone else. Everybody has it as far as I'm concerned. Just some of us are more aware of it than others. There's a fire truck that just went past my window. Sorry, a cute fireman. Sorry, I got distracted. Sorry. There's another one. I live next door to a shopping centre, and the car park's just on the other side of the driveway. And so you get all the main roads. I say this every time I do the video. Sorry, you get all the main roads people, or fire trucks, or the rubbish trucks parking there because they go to the coffee shop and get their lunch, or they sit and eat their lunch in between shifts. And so there's the fireys have taken to parking right in front of my window and they're cute. I don't think I'm ashamed to say it, but they're cute. I'm not one to be turned by men at all, not at all. It's not looks that I go for, it's what's inside. but it's nice to watch and look. But I like to people watch. So, but yeah, so I thought, well, there's me prattling on a YouTube. I have got someone who's now subscribed to me. She said, so this is new. This is my third video, um, and I just wanted to sort of have a conversation, an ongoing conversation with you guys about spirituality, because I know I inhale so much YouTube and podcasts and stuff. I just inhale it. I love it. So I appreciate it. So I'm doing this out of appreciation, not out of, ego. And I thought, well, why not? I'll just chat as well. Because like I said, I've got 30 plus years. Just to clarify, there'll be some people who'll be watching this who know me and they know this story. So if that's the case, look away now, kids. But I'm 59 in a couple of months. I'm knocking on now. But I've been psychic all my life. I have in hereditary psychic medium and witch on both sides of my family. My dad's mum and dad went to spiritualist church a lot. My grandmother, my dad's mum, told me not long before she passed away. She lived to 97. She died about 21 years ago, I think it was. She told me not long before she passed away that she did what I did. She said, I did what you did. I said, what do you mean? She goes, well, I used to do tarot and tea leaves. I taught myself tea leaves. I know how to read tea leaves, but I don't know. I'm self-taught. But it's scrying. It's just scrying. So I can scry with a lot of things and see messages in them. But tea leaves and coffee grinds and stuff like that are what I can do. And obviously, and also on that side of the family, my dad's side of the family, my grandmother told me we have gypsy in us, or travelers, are more appropriate wording. My great grandfather was a horse trader, a Welsh horse trader, and there was an element of the traveler in us. So my dad poo-pooed it, but my dad poo-pooed everything because I think he was frightened. I don't have any reason to doubt my grandmother. And because I'm a spiritual person and I've been through this a lot, I can see there's a hereditary link all the way back to them. And my love of horses, because I grew up I just knew horses. I knew how to handle them and ride them. And that comes from that side of the family. There's that sense of a connection to that family. On my mother's side, my grandfather, my mum's dad, Granddad Fox, Charlie Fox, she said he could see ghosts. He was always telling, he was a bit of a larrikin. My mum told me he was a bit of a gambler too. This is what mum told me, although sometimes stories get a bit warped. But she said to me, I'm sure she said to me, that he was a gambler and that her and her mum and her two brothers there's ways of having to figure out how, this is during the war years, obviously, and just after, figure out how to get money to buy food. So he was a character, was my grandfather. I met him. Well, obviously I met him a few times when I was a baby, but I don't remember it. But I do remember when we went back in 76 and he used to play the bones, click and play songs. He was quite a character, real personality. But he used to be able to see he used to be to see ghosts all the time. My mum said he was always telling them stories about ghosts. And so my mum was intuitive, but I think she was frightened of it. And she was also frightened to believe she used to love listening to my stories, but she used to sort of poo-poo it in deference to my dad, because my dad was obviously a very strong personality. And so mum had to align with him, and then and there's me, following in the footsteps of both sides of the family, very much a free spirit, gonna do what I damn well want. And I was a handful. But I have a good heart. Anyway, so it runs in the family on both sides, is why I'm telling you this. And so, I was 29-ish when I started to claim it, because my son was seeing spirit in the house, because he was only very little. It was actually before that, because he was very little, wasn't he? So it would have been more than that. Yeah, it would have been more than 30 years ago that this journey started, because he was only like 2, I think, 2, not quite 3. So yeah, it'd be just over 30 years ago this started for me, this journey, reading every book you can find and what have you. So, so this is the chat I'm having for you today. I didn't know where I was going with this. I was just on my walk and Spirit told me, they touched my heart, as they say in certain circles, to do a YouTube. And I might make this regular because, I'm in between clients at the moment. I did 2 counseling clients this morning, and I've got 2 this afternoon. I've got asthma because I consume dairy and I shouldn't. and that's why I've got asthma. It's my own fault, self-inflicted. So, um, so I just thought I'd do a quick talk. I just introduce myself because there'll be some new people on here who haven't seen me before, don't know me. So yeah, I am. I've worked as a psychic medium on many psychic lines, 5 or 6 psychic lines. Pretty much a high flyer on a couple of them, where I reached a certain level of VIP-ness. That's what I was told anyway. And yeah, done. Oh, I estimated 15 to 20,000 readings, but my colleague Shelley said to me, I think it's pretty closer to 40,000 because because we're aligning with the same time zones and how much we've done. We've got very similar, Shell and I, straight shooters and honest women and good honest women. And but I've also done a lot of work in shops, doing readings in shops, doing lots at home. I've only done one expo. I won't do that again. But big energy, full on energy, but some can cope with it. It's just not my scene. I don't believe in doing mass production stuff, even though I had to do it on the psychic line. But I used to call it the Macca's drive-through because there were just one client after another, and you wanted to do a really good job for each person, but it's very hard when you're kind of under the hammer. So under the pump. But cards are already coming out. Sorry, guys. I will get to it. I'm not forgetting. I am getting to it. Oh, okay, that's interesting. All right. All right. So, one more. Okay. 2 more. Okay. 3 more. Okay. All right. So, point I'm making is I've been intuitive all my life. I used to have dreams when I was about 7 onwards that I knew were going to come true. I used to feel like when I was between the ages of 7 and 10, I used to wake up thinking, I have another life in another. This is before. My family never indoctrinated me at all. But I remember waking up in Geraldton when we lived in Geraldton. I was about 10, I think, between the ages of 7 and 10. And I used to think, I live 2 lives. It feels like I live a life while I'm sleeping. And when I wake up, it was rather deep for a kid, But I have dreams that I had back then that are still coming true today. And I've hung on to them. I have a very good memory. I don't forget. And yeah, so and I just knew things. I knew everything. I call people out on their bullshit all the time. A lot of people see me as very quiet and meek, which is incorrect. They're reading the room wrong with me. But I've chosen to be more centered and calm and go along with in the sense of because I'm curious and I'm secure in who I am. So where was I going with that? I was going somewhere with that. So but I like to learn, but I am very much a straight shooter and I'm very honest. And I think as a reader, I was known for that. And I think, people want clarity, they want honesty, So, all right. So, but yeah, today I was just listening to a podcast. It was a witch podcast. So I didn't claim my witchcraft until recently because I don't like labels. I've had to give labels because people expect them. So even psychic mediumship, a psychic medium, I struggle with. But on the psychic line or anywhere else, I'd have to explain my skill set so people understand the language I used. So it wasn't ego. And so it was, I'm a psychic medium, soul reader, bilocator, remote viewer, empath, telepath, head reader, someone has called me, which is kind of similar. And there was something, a telepath, empath, I said that, didn't I? So I feel a lot of things. I know a lot of things. I just knew things. So I was a knower. That's where I was going with it. So I was a knower. So I kind of call people out on their bullshit a lot. And my parents didn't like it. I just knew what they were doing and why they were doing it. And I called them out on their bullshit, which all they were doing was coping in their own way because they had their own trauma. But it was affecting me. And so I would sort of say, I know why you're saying that, but I really meant this and da 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 da. And it would get me into trouble because I was so my mum used to say to me, that's the problem with you. You don't hold back, you speak your mind. But it was, and now I know I'm possibly neurodivergent or ADHD, autistic and ADHD. So there was just no filter. So coming into this industry, I had to learn a lot of communication skills. I had good communication skills, don't get me wrong, but because I masked really well and I'd learned skills to do so. But I'd learned more to soften myself through this industry because people needed me to listen to them and be there for them. I hope you can relate to this, because sometimes I think it's just good to know this. And I didn't intend to talk about myself here, because I do tend to talk a lot about where I'm coming from with things, purely because I use it to teach people, not because I'm trying to make it about me. But I use myself as an instrument to learn, to help, to teach, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, so today I'm all over the shop. I'm a ping pong ball today. Sorry. So yeah, so the walk today said you've got to do a YouTube live and talk about a few things. And I just got inspired by this other podcast. It's a witchy podcast. And so, like I said, I'm not Wiccan. I call myself a Christo pagan, or a Christian witch. So I believe in God and Jesus Christ and the angels, that kind of stuff, ascended masters. But I definitely have paganistic or witchy leanings, which means, I do ritual. I can do rituals and spells and protection spells, and all that kind of stuff. But I don't follow someone else's belief system. I do my own thing. And I know it works because I see it. And that's why I'm very mindful in what I think and do, because I could, you can cause a great deal of harm if you're not careful what you do. And, especially with binding and that kind of stuff, you got to be careful, and cursing and all that kind of stuff, and hexing and jinxing and crossing and all those kind of things. You've got to make sure you know what's coming back at you, not from the other party, but from your own. What you sow, you will reap, so to speak. Anyway, end of lecture. I hope you're well. she's completely. I can't move. I can't even move my elbow. She's leaning against me, so I've got to finish this, do this, and get myself some food in my belly because I'm hungry, and get ready for the next shift. But I'm happy to be here with you, so that I do some cards. I usually tune in before I do something like this, because I like to pick up if there's anyone out there that needs to hear it. But because there's a lot going on in my head. The moon is in Virgo, but it's going into Libra today, which means I am in my head a lot today. And so I'm a little bit in that kind of energy between being grounded and in the head a lot. So that's why I'm bouncing around a bit. I'm feeling the energy of the moon. But the cards I got, so I trust spirit. So spirit are coming through the cards. So even though I haven't tuned in today, I'm trusting spirit. And sometimes that works better, because spirit knows who out there needs to get this message. So the first card I got is the Tarot card, which is basically saying someone's gone through something very disruptive in their lives. It's completely, their world's been shaken up, and it's like throwing up the dice and letting it fall and seeing where it lands. So the Tarot card is it's called the Catalyst for Change card, right? So it's catalyst. So it looks terrible, but at the same time, it's needed. So you need to go through the shitty stuff before you get the good stuff, which is in cognitive behavior therapy, we call it the PREMAC principle. So you've got to do the hard stuff before you get the good stuff. So just know that whatever you're going through now, it will pass. It's not your forever. It's just for right now. And it's needed to cleanse. We need the storm before the flowers glow, you know what I mean? Then you've got the Eight of Coins, which is the study card. And so this is about saying, what are you learning from the Tower? What are you learning from it? What are you learning from the breaking down of your life, and the way forward? What are you learning from it? How can you grow from it? It's about study. This is the study card, and going deeper and looking at what there is to learn from it. Because you know what? We're always learning. We never stop. I often equate this to a computer. We have, excuse me, sorry. I hate it when people are coughing in YouTubes and podcasts, because it drives me mad, but I can't help it. I'm so sorry. So, it's definitely looking at what you're learning from something. So I was on the path of talking about something, and that's gone out my mind. So, and I do have a good memory. Don't worry, I'll come back. But being mindful that what we go through, here it comes, it's coming back now. What we go through is inevitable. So growth, and I see this in computer. That's right, computer and software. So we are like computers, literally. As children, we are like a computer, and we're programmed. Information and data is put in from what we learned in those around us, our caregivers, our family members, our brothers, sisters, care in the school, daycare, whatever it is, we're absorbing information. That's our programming. And it can be faulty programming, or it can be healthy programming, and anything in between. And so as you get older, and because I'm a counselor, so I'm actually in the industry of helping people rewire their brains, right? So you can learn to rewire your brain through inner dialogue, how you perceive the world, mindfulness, meditation, self-care, reading, learning, growing. So this is just saying here, what are you learning? If you're not learning yet, what can you do to figure out what you're learning from it? So investigate. Then you've got the Empress card, which is it's confusing because that's kind of anyway. The Empress card, which is about self-care and nurturing. And like I said in the previous video, she's pregnant. You can't quite see it in this picture, but she's pregnant. There's fertility, which means there's abundance of opportunities. So you've got the Tower card, which means your world is having been rocked, shaken up, a breakdown for a breakthrough. So you need that to cleanse the slate so that you can start again anew. Then the study card is saying here, what are you learning from it, and what can you investigate to move forward? But in the meantime, don't forget to look after yourself as well. But the fertility aspect of the Empress is also saying you have so much. You might be at the end of a cycle. You might have just lost your job. You might have had something major happen, lost a job, lost a relationship. Where do I go now? What do I do now? How can I fix this? And so this card's saying here, you have an abundance of tools and skills. What the hell are you talking about? Look within. This is completely about coming back to yourself and being completely yourself, and don't spread out your identity and attach it to many other things. You are you. Everything else around you is a part of your life. It doesn't make up who you are. Even if you have a career and a purpose, it's not you. That is just something you do. So come back to you. Nurture yourself. Rest. Recover. Then you got the Four Coins, which is stability and financial stability, four walls. It could be to do with buying a house, or because the fours are usually about, the four walls of the house. It could be comfort, stability in the home. It could be a sense of, I don't know, that's maybe what the Tower card's done. It's made you feel unsafe and insecure, which it would do for anybody. So the Four of Coins is saying, yeah, don't worry, stability is coming back in. You'll have the stability again. So whatever shock you've gone through, it's temporary and it was needed. The breakdown before you can rebuild. Okay. And so the stability is coming back in. So sorry, one knows. The next card is the Page of Coins. We've got a few cards here to get through, so I won't linger too long on this one. But this is about budgeting, looking at your budget, looking at your income, looking at the way forward. Make a plan. I can hear someone saying, "Experience, make a plan, can't even speak bloody English. Make a plan." I need my coffee. My coffee's getting cold. Make a plan to move forward. This is actually, to me, when I feel this card, not just know the meaning, I'm feeling it psychically. I get the feeling of so much abundance and potential for you. This is not a disaster, this Tower card. It's actually bringing you to your destiny. So start planning now, financially, but also in other ways, investments. Investment financially, but investment psycho-emotionally. So just start planning. This is actually a new beginning for you, and it's an abundance. There's a legacy that's going to boost you forward. It's actually very fortuitous. So use it, plan, dream big, career, house, movement, relationship, travel, whatever it is, plan. It's coming. Then you got the Seven of Coins. Now it's reversed, which, to be honest, I'm a bit rusty with regards to Seven of Coins reversed. But my feeling is from it, because it's the employment card. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. It's the employment card. Now, you've got two employment cards. You've got Six of Coins and or Pentacles, and the Seven of Pentacles. But this is Seven of Pentacles. Well, this is about reaping the rewards. Okay. When it's reversed, it's usually saying here, you maybe haven't seen, this is why you're getting the other cards. The other cards are kind of backing this up. Right now, you can't see how you're going to reap the rewards from all your hard work. You've maybe had a loss of job or something, or you've had to change career, or you've got some threat to your income, or you've got a mortgage, and you're panicking, going, how am I going to fulfill those needs? And they're just saying here, you're not meant to know, but you will get the rewards. You will reap the rewards, but you're not meant to see it just yet. So you've got this trust needed here. This is what this whole reading is about: trust, trusting higher power, trusting yourself, and trusting the process. Okay. Eight of Cups reverse, which is about walking away. Time to walk away. It was time to walk away. You know that, don't you? Career or relationship or both or whatever it is, it was time to walk away. So accept it, okay? Accept it, breathe. You've got all the capabilities you need, which is what the 4 coins are saying, and the pager coins are saying, and the other one, what was the other one? 8 coins. So, and you've got the capacity, okay? So, but the 5 of Wands is saying here that you've had a hell of a fight. And I don't feel like the fight is quite as intense now as it once was, but you're kind of still swinging. You're still swinging punches, aren't you? It's like, you're ready for anything, bring it on. So you're kind of still a bit twitchy. You know what I mean? A bit twitchy. So you're a bit, I'm laughing at my own drugs, sorry. So you're still a bit twitchy. So there's still a little bit of trigger happiness going on here. And so, but I do feel when I look at this is also about winning a battle and knowing that you're going to get the headway. So you're going to win this battle. Okay. You're in the right direction. The moon card. So this can sometimes be timing, as in, a month, which is 28 to 30 days. 28 to 30 days. So let's say 30 days. So we're going at, because obviously the moon is connected to women's cycles too. So, which can be 28 to 30 days, sometimes more, sometimes less. But monthly, it's usually around about 30, isn't it? Even though we've got February, it's around about 20, 28, 29 days. So it could be timing. So it could be a month's time. But it's also about things that are hidden. And there's also, to me, it's like a sense of, because the moon is connected to intuition and divine connection. And it's very much about illuminating too, because in the full moon, because we're heading towards a full moon now, it illuminates the sky, doesn't it? It illuminates even the landscape underneath it when you have a very bright moon. So listen to your intuition and your guidance. You're not meant to know everything right now. Just trust, okay? And timing. And then, can't do the eyebrow thing. I said to my cat, Salem, can you wiggle your eyebrows? And he just looks at me like, what the fuck are you on about? And I touch his, I love him because he's a massive cat. And I touch his nose, I go boop, and his eyes go whoop. He's a very proud cat. He doesn't like me laughing at him. He really doesn't. He gives me the stink eye, I tell you. Luna's a nut job. She's just free spirit, goes through the house, does zoomies. All right, so you've got 2 cards here that indicate social invitations here. And this is what I call the date card. So you're going to have a date or a social invitation, a social activity, emotional connections, that sense of being able to sort of have a good laugh, a good chin wag with people, possibly invitation. It could be someone is inviting you out, and it could be someone who is a younger male, could be a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. He could be, he would be under the age of 40, 45. So as a younger fella, so you might be dating a toy boy. If it's not romantic, then it might be just social. It might just be hanging out and getting closer and interacting with someone. So, but if you do have any invitations, whether it's by the night or not, it doesn't matter. This might be just someone coming in anyway. But if you are getting in social invitations, it's time to do it. Go out, enjoy yourself, let your hair down. Don't worry about what you're coming out of. There's so much more ahead of you. Fuck me. I mean, seriously, I've learned now, it took me 58 and a half years to realize that I just have to live at the moment and just do it. I was so forward. I was such a force to reckon with, moving forward. Nobody could tell me what to do. Still can't really. And I will do what I want to do. But I'm starting to learn that I have to stop and slow down and listen to them up there, because I'm learning through some of the mistakes I'm making in my current life at the moment. Did I need to buy that? Did I need to do that? Did I need to say that? I'm starting to watch that I'm headlong into things and there's no need, that I'm actually getting all my needs met, and I don't need, because I was single mum for years and I've been low income for a long time. I had to make everything happen, and I'm in that mindset. This is what the 5 of Wands is like. And now I realize I don't need to. I've got what I need. Touch wood. Touch wood. I have got what I need. I'm in a job I love. Touch wood again. And I'm doing okay. And I can relax now. I can breathe. I don't have to panic because I'm running out of time. I'm not. I just need to enjoy what I have now. And maybe you need to do that too. So just remember, you're not going to run out of time. Everything is perfectly timed. The universe will look after you. God will look after you. Spirit will look after you. Whatever you believe in will look after you. Luna will look after you. It's me. I'm the one that cleans the kitty litter. I'm the one that feeds them. I'm the one that sits there on the armchair at night with plans to clean up, but I can't because I've got 2 fat fluffy monsters on top of me. Anyway, I'm rambling. So I hope that helps someone. If it does, please like and share. I do try to add these to my Facebook and Instagram. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. Facebook, I can do it, but Instagram, I've done it before, but it does my head in. I don't know how I do it, but anyway. So, but if you like and share, the only reason why is because, as I said many times, I love community. I love to make a community. I'm not about hierarchy here. This is not hierarchy. I'm not about me being over you. I have a lot of years' experience, but that's just a fact. It's not about me being better than anyone. And it's just, I just like to create community and share and be with it. My glasses are crooked. I'm due to the optometrist this Friday, so hopefully I'll get some new glasses. These are sort of wonky. I just noticed on myself. They sit on my nose. They drive me mad. I hope you're well. Look after yourselves. What is it? We're nearly halfway through the year. It's nearly tax time. Oh, I can't stand tax time. But anyway, don't we all? But I'm going to go enjoy my cup of coffee. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'll be doing next time. You can find me on Instagram on psychic_witchy_type_person, I think. And I'm Lisa Hodgson, Psychic Medium on Facebook. I don't do Facebook. I do Facebook a lot, but I don't do the psychic page on that a lot because, excuse me, because they changed the rules and I can't. Yeah, but I might upload this to my Facebook page, my psychic mediumship page, the link to it. But it's purely and simply because the landlord's here. He's just parking. He must be going to do some gardens or something. Anyway, I've got to go because it's my lunchtime. Look after yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Where's my mouse gone? I've lost my mouse.